You chuck it on your mother and you chuck it on your father. You chuck it on your brother and you chuck it on your sister. You chuck it on that one and you chuck it on me. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do?
So you made it home, you got out. And what how did your mom feel about that? You know, cause did she have any clue about that?
Yeah, she did. She just worked a lot to where she really couldn't keep up with me, because as soon as she go to work, all hell break loose.
Okay, when you say all hell, like, what do you mean by
criminal activity, doing stuff I had no business doing.
And so we're speaking with Harry, and he spent a total of 17 years of his life behind bars. And so we want to get to know Harry, but as well as the whole objective of this interview is to see how the struggle is between a functioning life as well as being an inmate. So how much time did you do your first time?
Let's see, about 8-9 months.
Okay. And when you first in the prison, how did you feel? Like, were you scared or?
Scared. Felt. Always had your guard up.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to do battle anytime.
So you stayed in trouble a lot your first time?
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you got ready to go for parole, you made parole.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're getting ready to get out. So how did you feel about getting ready to get out?
Wonderful. Delighted.
Okay.
Feel so anxious.
Okay. Did anything happen while you were locked up? Did you get letters or phone calls or visits?
After the first 6 years. The first 6 years passed, I didn't get shit.
Okay.
So as the 6 year rolled around, did I start hearing from different people I haven't heard from in years.
Okay. And so, with that being said, was it lonely at times?
All the time.
Okay. And so when you got out, what did you did you get a job, or what was your first of all, let's see, what did you eat your first time?
I ate a spread.
Okay. So you were still in the motions of prison life. You were still shell shocked, couldn't believe you were out. So you ate a spread. And did you get a job?
Yes, I got a job.
The first time you were in there?
No, the second time. No, the first time.
The first time you did. Okay. So what did you do for your income?
Hustle.
Okay, so you get out of prison after being there for 6 years, you say?
No, it was 8 months.
First time 8 months. Yeah. Okay, so you're still young. Was your mother still around? Your father still around at this time?
My mother died when I was 21.
Okay, so why you in prison?
I was in prison, yeah.
Okay, and how'd that make you feel?
Devastated, lost, mad, angry, disgusted with myself. This is a whole bunch of shit in one little atmosphere.
Okay, and how did they tell you that your mother passed away?
The chaplain, when the chaplain call you, it's got to be some sort of bad news.
Okay, so he calls you.
Yeah.
Okay, and did you get to go to the funeral?
Yes.
Okay.
She got cremated.
Okay, and so you're getting out from prison, and so where did you stay your first time?
I was staying when I got out. The first time, I was with my mom because I got out when I was 21, but she died when I had went back. So I was with her for like a few months. And then after them few months, that's when I heard the bad news. After I had went back for the first time. No, the second time, because I only had a 2 year sentence the first time.
Okay, so the
second time.
Okay, so what kind of crimes were you committing to go to prison?
Burglary, theft, auto theft, robbery, grand theft auto.
Okay, and so you're in Hot Springs, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you do some crimes, right? And you land back in prison for the second time.
Yes.
How long that time did you do?
10 years.
You did 10 years.
Straight.
10 years straight.
Upset. Didn't want to get out after my 4th year. I said, damn, this is home. I'm going to be here for a long time. And I could have got out in probably 3 years and 9 months. But it went from 3 years and 9 months to 10.
Okay.
Ta-da.
So you get out or whatever. And when you get out, after 10 years, it's different from when you got out the first time, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Modern day technology has changed.
Okay. And so, did you get a job then?
Yes.
Okay.
Chicken plant.
Okay.
Yeah,
how long did you keep that job?
I kept it for about 8 months.
Okay. And so, 8 months. So, you're doing good now. The second time around, you're doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. And so, were you still on parole?
Yep.
Okay. And so, the chicken plant. So, take me through a typical day on your second round out. You got a job now, so your time is pretty much consistent. Okay. And so, what happens to the job?
Went out of business.
Went out of business. So, what were you saying in your head? Like, just my luck, huh? Like,
man, this is my luck. The ball has rolled to the left instead of the right.
So, I mean, was it discouraging?
Yes. Did
they give you any type of notice, or was it just one day they just said, forget it? No.
It was going through, you could see like paperwork like hand from the billboard. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't, the corona wasn't around then. It was just something, it was down there for a long time.
Okay.
There was a lot of Mexicans that worked there. People around Archie definitely worked there.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people lost their jobs.
Yes, a lot.
First of all, let's give it up for Harry because he did get a job this time on the second time around. So we're going to give it up for you for that, for keeping that job, because it wasn't your fault that the job was gone. I mean, that's so you want to do things different this time. That's what's up. So what was your second job? Landscaping. So you was working with people on this job?
Yes.
So how would you, on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you feel about
The employees?
About prison? Being interacting with people in prison to being in the free world, interacting in.
It was a 5.
It was hard for you?
4 or 5, yeah.
Okay. This might see. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So you didn't like it at all.
No, it was off and on. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do.
How long did you do landscaping?
Whole summer.
Okay, the whole summer. So, what made you stop that job?
Because the season was over with.
Okay, and so where'd you work next?
Magic Springs.
Magic Springs. So you've been real consistent with your job.
Yes.
So you're working at Magic Springs, staying out of trouble, keeping your nose clean. And what happens at Magic Springs? That they did something big for you there, huh?
Yeah, they made Employee of the Year.
Employee of the Year.
No, I'm talking about the week. I'm sorry.
Employee of the hey, you got,
Tripping.
it's all right. Employee of the week though.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And I was doing everything like in the warehouse, it was where you eat. So when supply come in, 18-wheeler, unload the truck. I was doing a whole lot of significant shit that other people wasn't doing. I mean, they were doing their position.
So what they
I
do?
was doing extra shit.
What they do for you? What did they do?
Give me $20 or $25.
Okay.
Eat.
And then what else did they do? Like a big billboard ad or something like that for you?
Yeah, but that was outside of the company when you drive down the street.
Okay, so they recognized you. They made you feel good, huh?
Hell yeah.
When we return, things don't always quite seem that they're going to stay up. Harry is now dealing with another failed job and trying to stay out of prison. When we return, this is your girl Super Savage, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back. And we are back. This is the host, Super Savage. And we are back with Harry. And he's telling us about prison and what's going on. So basically, now that Magic Springs job is over, what do you do now for income?
Hustling.
Okay, so you're back hustling. And so how do you get from 3 successful jobs to now you're back hustling? Do you feel like I messed up? I'm going backwards.
Dedicated to the streets.
Dedicated to the streets. So there's an addiction there with the streets. Okay. So once you go back to the street life, what do you do? What are you doing now? What kind of cars are you meeting?
Auto theft, thereby receiving, kicking in those.
Okay.
Snatching purses.
How long before you get caught?
About 2 months.
2 months. And what they
105 days.
105 days. So now you're back in prison. And how long do you do this time?
4 years. Well, 3.5, almost 4 years.
Okay. So you're back in prison. You do 4 more years. How are you feeling now? This is your third time back there? How are you feeling when you walk through those doors?
Damn. Here we go again.
They gotta be draining. I can't imagine. And many Americans, they can't imagine the third time. You were doing so good this time with your jobs and stuff. So now you get out after how many years? 3.5? Mm-hmm. Okay. And is that the last time you go? Okay, so
yes.
You did a total of 17 years. Yeah. So do you have kids?
No.
Did you get a child? I mean, did you get a half of your life was wasted and was in there? So you never been married, never had any kids. As far as your family goes, like, how did you reconnect with them?
Some of them was alright. The other ones still the same, distant.
They don't want to deal with you, pretty much. Yeah. Did you go to any support groups or anything?
Halfway House in Hot Springs.
Okay,
that's after I pissed Tess dirty for like 6 times. Mm-hmm. Instead of sending me back to the joint, they sent me to the Quapaw House.
Okay. Did that change your life?
No, for the same day I left there, I had to do it in 45 days. I was smoking again.
Okay, so now you're battling with an addiction.
Yes.
Okay, and for many Americans, I just want to say this: when you're majority of the people that are in and out of being incarcerated, these are some of the things that they are going through. They're going through addiction. They're going through being ostracized or lonely. They don't have enough support as far as family-wise or any type of stableness to be able to help them get through this. So not only are you trying to stay out of prison, but you're trying to stay clean and you're trying to do this. I mean, the odds are kind of stacked against them. And I just want to, let it be known that, we as people have to come together and realize that people do make mistakes, and God loves us all, and you do not basically just throw you to the wolves, when you get out. I want people to be more passionate and recognize that it can happen to anybody. You could be at the wrong place at the wrong time. You could be framed. Anything can happen. So it's very important that you understand how to treat people. And everybody needs support once in a while. So now that you got out the Quapaw House, and what is your next move? Have you been out since then? You've been free. So a total of how long have you been free?
27 months.
27 months. Let's give it up. 27 months. That's the longest you've been free. Right. That's so 27 months. And that's an accomplishment. So what are you doing now different to stay free this time?
Not committing no crimes.
Not committing any crimes. And you're not. Where are you currently living now? Are you still in Hot Springs?
No.
Oh, you're in a smaller area.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, are you? Do you do things like go to church or do any type of community service work?
No.
Okay. Do you have like a family member or something that you can talk to, or friends or somebody that you can talk to when you're feeling down and in the dumps?
I'm talking to one now.
Okay. And I have one more question for you. What advice could you give someone who is headed down the wrong path, like you were? I'm assuming that you were following your older cousins, so your advice was to encourage you to do wrong. If you could give if someone was listening right now that was getting ready to rob a bank or snatch an old lady's purse, what advice would you give them to turn them around from doing that act?
When you see it, walk away from it.
Okay. Okay. That's all.
Yeah. You see it, walk away from it.
Okay, so what if they can't? Like, what encouraging words would you tell them?
Not to be too aggressive with it, to turn worse a crime than what it is.
Okay, so what advice can you give to keep? If you could tell somebody something to change their life, what would it be?
Get your education.
Get your education. Okay.
Get a job. And no matter what they do to you while you at that job, accomplish your goal to be better than what you wanted to be when you first got there.
Okay. I'm your host, Super Savage. This is Jessica. And thank you, Harry, for the interview. Like I said, guys, love each other, care for one another, and that's our show. I want to thank you for interviewing with me today. And next time on Grab Your Mic, it's an original. We will be speaking and interviewing up and coming DJs and new coming artists, rappers. So I'll see you Saturday. And this is Grab Your Mic, an original. I'm your host, Super Savage. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.